Well, welcome to our fourth in the series of Going for Growth, based on my book, Going for Growth. Delighted to see people here, and today we're going to be talking about getting customers to spend more often. I'm Derek Williamson. I'm an accountant with 40 years experience. I was one of the first accountants to get involved in cloud accounting, and that therefore means that we are in fact one of the first firms of accountants to be regulated by HMRC under the new Making Tax Digital situation, which will be starting on the 1st of April. And indeed, we will be doing a webinar on Making Tax Digital on the 28th of February. This series of webinars is based around my book, Going for Growth, copies of which can be asked for. So please, if you'd like one, just send an email to us asking for one. Or in fact, if you're also interested, we have a new book called Key Performance Indicators that's coming out on the 1st of April. As I said, this is the fourth one, which is going to be dealing with getting customers to spend more often. It's based around our case study, Mortgage Decorators, which is an average UK business, £750,000 turnover, but not very profitable. If you remember, he made £27,000 profit, and we said that had he been working as a hired hand, he would have made 25. So he effectively made £2,000 extra because he was running his own business. So what can he do to get customers to buy more often from him? Well, the first thing is he can tell you how he'll be able to monitor your purchases more effectively and so help your business. Ask if you're happy with the service, and if not, why not? It sounds simple, but I've got to ask the question, who does actually ask their customers if they're happy with the service? Why not ask customers what they think and how they feel? It links them much more closely to you and to your business. So please give that some consideration. Again, have you thought about offering them tempting upgrades or offering them more at reduced prices? Again, how many different ways can you ask your customers to buy from you? Question here is, do your customers actually know your product range? Sounds a stupid question, but we find every day lots of our clients don't seem to know what services we actually offer. So if you're not reminding them regularly, they may not know. Do you have a loyalty scheme? If not, why not? Do you have long-term buying agreements? How often do you communicate with your customers? We set up about 6 months ago a monthly newsletter, and we use that regularly to tell our customers about changes in the law, such as Making Tax Digital, and to remind them about doing their corporation tax returns, or right now their self-assessment tax returns. Equally important, if you think there's something that is vital, why not think about doing a webinar that you can send out to your customers, because people are more likely to look at a 5-10 minute webinar than they are to read through a newsletter or an email. And that therefore links on to how can you develop a regular customer contact program? What, if anything, are you doing? Do you contact your customers, or do you wait for them to contact you? Most businesses work on the basis that our customers will talk to us when they want to talk to us. The reality is that if you are talking to them regularly and reminding them of the services, you will end up selling more to them. And it sounds stupid, but How many getting customers to buy more often systems do you have? And have you seen other businesses getting customers to buy more often systems? No, I'm not being stupid, because there's a very good reason for this. If you look at McDonald's or Starbucks, when you go in and you buy a product, they always ask you, would you like chips with it? Would you like a larger portion of chips? Would you like a drink? Always, would you like, and they're offering you the opportunity of a bit more. Starbucks is, which size would you like? Would you like the small, the medium, or the large? And once you've chosen that, it's, what else would you like from our tempting range? Now, you might say nothing, but they are encouraging you to spend more money, and that is important. The other thing you've got to think about is thinking bigger. What else could you do that no one else in your industry does? Don't think within the box. If you look at the retail industry right now, most of that is in trouble because they thought within the box. They have assumed that their customers will come in through the front door and will spend money with them. Well, that's not the case anymore. So many of them are buying on Amazon. So the question here is, if you're running a retail business, do you have a web page? Do you have a shop online? Sounds daft, but lots of people do this. I remember meeting about 3 years ago a young lady. She just opened a shop in the high street in Walton-on-Thames, and selling ladies' clothes. And one of the other people at this meeting was also running a shop in the high street selling ladies' clothes. And the second lady said to this youngster, "Oh, you won't be here in 6 months' time. Nobody but nobody's walking down the high street. We're just not selling anything." And so the young lady said, "It's not a problem. I'm on the internet." To which the first lady replied, "Oh, but nobody buys on the internet." And the youngster's comment was, "I'm currently selling £3 million worth of clothes on the internet. I felt that I needed to have a high street presence." Not surprisingly, 6 months later, the one who didn't have a web presence, who had been there for donkey's years, went bust. The young lady with her internet shop is going strong, and she has the high street merely as a window to enable people to come in, and she uses it as a means of seeing what do the customers want to keep her in line with what the demands of her customers are. So again, that's worth bearing in mind. You've also got to ask yourself, if money were no object, what other getting customers would to buy more ideas could you test? And indeed, can you take those money no object ideas and turn them into something that is cost effective? Bear this in mind. Again, you absolutely must have systems. Part of the reason that I wrote this book was that, in fact, many people have said to me, "You're teaching your grandmother to suck eggs." Yes, I am. But I've yet to come across a single person who is following everything that we put in this book. And probably the most important one is any systems are in their heads. They are not written down. Well, a system in your head is great if it's just you. But if you've got any team or any staff, it becomes more difficult. They don't know what your systems are. You could end up with half a dozen different systems. You think I'm joking? I've come across lots of firms over the years where you go and ask the MD what the systems are, he tells you one thing. You ask the sales director what the systems are, he tells you a second. You go and ask the sales team, and you can get 3 or 4 different systems, which means effectively everybody's created their own system. There is no effective company system. So work out a system for your business, make sure it's written down, make sure that everybody in the company can and does use it. And the reason I say this is, I've asked the question, do you want to go large? If you want to go large, you are going to have a problem if you have no systems. Also bear in mind that selling to existing customers costs far less than looking for new customers. And lastly, remember going back to our first slide about our man with his brushes, with his 750,000 turnover. Just imagine that if he were able to increase his turnover by 75,000 and his cost of sales remain the same, that's an increase of £21,700 gross profit. But more importantly, it's an increase of £21,700 on his net profit. Wouldn't you like to have some of that? I think most people would. So it's a fairly quick webinar today because this particular section in my book is probably one of the smallest sections. So, any questions? Well, if you've got any questions and you don't want to raise them online, just email me at derek@goddards-accountants.co.uk or phone me on 020-8941-2187. If you haven't got a copy of my book, Going for Growth, please phone us and ask for a copy. And equally, if you're interested in the Key Performance Indicators book, which comes out on the 1st of April, ring the office and book a copy now.